at C Speed RC Racing.
Welcome and thanks for tuning in to the show. Today we're going to be doing some practicing with the Avanti Airbrush compressor combo kit that we did in a previous video of an unboxing. Now we're going to be doing some testing to see how the paint flows through the airbrush. One thing I did change out the needle and the tip to a 0.5 for this particular paint because I just wanted to make sure I was using the correct needle and the correct tip for the paint that I'm going to be using, so that way I don't have to thin the paint down at all. So let's get into it. All right, so here we go. We got this other tool that we got from Harbor Freight to drain off the to clean the airbrush that we got, and this is the tip set that we got from Amazon. You can see that. So get this airbrush. So what we're going to be using is the Proline RC body paint, ready to spray. So we're going to shake it up. Now I found that this paint actually works better with this particular airbrush because this paint is a little bit thinner, so it flows a little bit better through the airbrush. The Createch paint didn't flow as well through the airbrush, so it just was running real slow. And what we got here is this paint. This is around 30 psi. All right, so this paint ain't never been opened, and what we're going to use is the airbrush here. We're going to fill it up just a little bit inside. Just enough to fill the bottom, because like I said, this is practice. So now we're gonna clean this out, get this going, flowing. Okay, paint's out. So what we want to do is I'm going to start out with just making a few dots across these lines that I drew up here on this board. So start here. All right, so that's a few dots. Let's get these dots connected. If you do end up letting off of the button before you move it back forward with the air still going, just get you a paper towel and make sure you don't get any splatter. Okay, so let's see if we can connect these dots. Alright. Let's see, do it again. Make some big ones this time. So as you can see, you get a little bit of overspray on this, but for what we're using this for, to spray these bodies, this is going to be fine. So you can gradually build them up on here. So let's test this out again. We're connecting the dots, and we'll see how sharp of a line we can get. Okay. So as you can see, it's doing pretty good. And we have just used up maybe, I'd say half, not even half of the bottom of this paint that we use in there. So we're probably gonna need a little more paint for what we're gonna be doing. Like I said, this Proline flows really good through this airbrush. So let's go up here and we'll go and make an X. Okay. So now we'll just color these triangles in. So we're getting some bubbles in here. So as you can see how sharp those lines are, not as sharp as maybe a little bit finer tip. So it's not too bad though. Let's see about, this thing really takes up some paint. 2 drops. And we will color in this here, color in this circle. Alright, that's that circle. So this one, try to stay in a line. So you can see that is pretty much out of the lines too. But let's try this right here. So as you can see, I don't have a steady hand, but this is what you're gonna get from this Avanti Airbrush combo kit. For the job that I'm looking forward to do, this is gonna work good. I'm just gonna have to work on getting a little bit more even with spraying. As far as spraying further back is not an issue. So if we just spraying the body, that's good. So you can see how that will work on this on a body right there. So that's good. I'm happy with that. All right, so let's get into the conclusion of this Avanti Airbrush Compressor Combo Kit. And my conclusion is that the airbrush works well. The compressor works well. The compressor doesn't get hot. It stays pretty cool. Also, the airbrush itself works really, really good. So for a beginner, I would say that this would be a good airbrush to start with. Now, I did change out the tips and I changed out the needles as well. The needle, I put a 0.5 in there from Amazon. It came with a whole lot of other pieces like this one here, which is, as you see here, you can see here, you get all of the needles, you get some brushes that you're gonna need to clean it with, you get the tips, and you also get a tool, and you get some type of cleaning tool, I believe that's what it is. So this is from Amazon. So you might want to check out getting this also for replacements. Now, I will tell you, this is the Proline paint, and if you want paint for this particular airbrush, make sure you get some paint that's thin like this Proline. This Proline is thinner than the Createch paint. I've had the Createch paint for some time, so I'm not sure if that Createch paint has just gotten thicker over the time, but when I used it that time, it did seem like it was a little bit thicker. So the Proline worked really good for this airbrush from Harbor Freight. So as you can see right here, you got your dots that I painted. This is what I used to get finger control. To get finger control of the airbrush, to be able to press down and pull back and push back before I release the paint. And like I say, this thing is sturdy, it works good. It comes with the 0.3 millimeter tip and needle, but I changed that out to that so that because that's what the Proline recommend. And if you want to change yours out, that's up to you, but I like it. I believe it's going to be a good airbrush for me to spray just my cars or the things like that I'm doing it with. So I really thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and we'll be back with another video.